you doing, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wilde's Mailbox here at ESPNMilwaukee.com and ESPNMadison.com. We've got 3 questions today. They're all via Twitter, so let's get to it so this doesn't become too long and you stop watching halfway through. The first one, and I don't know how to use these screen names on Twitter, so I'm just going to use the questions. I hope you're not offended. Do you think Thompson's re-signing of Tausch and Cliffy means he may look to defense in round 1 and get to O-line projects later? I think Ted Thompson's got some options now, at least, because in the short term he has re-signed both of his veteran tackles, so he knows that he has those guys available to him. They've been paid starters money. The expectation is for them to be the guys at their respective positions, at least for 2010, if not 2010 and 2011. But I don't think that means that you necessarily wait on drafting a tackle if you can get a really good one in the first round. Now, does that mean you get him at 23, or do you make a bold move and move up because guys that are being considered as the top left tackles in this draft may be gone by the time you get to 23? That I don't know. It certainly gives them options. If they want to go corner in the first round, if they want to go with the proverbial best player available, they will have that opportunity at 23 now because they don't have to be pushed into drafting a tackle. But I still think that if you're going to have an elite left tackle, you probably need to get him in the first round, and I think history bears that out. The second question about Spencer Havener's arrest: does Havener's DUI allegation/injury change the Packers' view of him as an exclusive rights free agent? And I don't think it necessarily changes their view of him, but I think it is a warning sign and a measure of concern for this team, because he obviously made a bad decision. Even if the criminal charges, and we heard today that he's likely going to be charged with misdemeanor DUI, but even if those charges end up either not being filed or nothing really comes of them, obviously the injuries are still an issue because he's not going to be able to participate in the off-season program. There is going to be, at some measure, probably some sort of NFL-related justice brought upon him, whether it's a suspension or a fine or whatever else based on the personal conduct policy. The DUI also makes him eligible for the substance abuse program. So there's a lot of question marks that go with Spencer Havener. I think the one thing that we can't question is that he made a really poor choice, a really stupid mistake for a guy who really was one of the feel-good stories of 2009. So hopefully he's okay physically, hopefully he learns his lesson in terms of the mistake that he made, and hopefully everything turns out okay for him and he continues. But I don't think you're going to see the Packers sever ties with him over this. They found something in him talent-wise, and I hate to say it because DUIs are something that strikes awfully close to home for me in terms of what can happen when they go awry. I think that this is something that everyone can make mistakes. So the final question coming from Facebook is about the punter and whether or not Chris Bryan, their recently signed Australian punter, good day, mate. Hopefully that wasn't too bad and too offensive to any Australians watching. If he'll make this team and what it means that he got a 3-year contract. The 3-year contract means nothing. It's not guaranteed. He may have gotten some sort of signing bonus money, but we don't know that yet. But what we do know is that there's no guarantee that he's going to be the Packers punter. He certainly says he likes his chances. He did an interview. There's a photo, actually, from the Daily Sun newspaper in Australia, Herald Daily Sun, I believe, or Sunday Sun Herald Daily. You'll have to check it out yourself. But he appears to be wearing like a Mason Crosby jersey, which I don't know if his Australian rules football team wore that same color scheme or what. But anyway, it gives them another option at punter. They obviously did not bring back Jeremy Kapanos. They need to resolve it. I wouldn't be surprised if they draft a punter late in the draft on day 3 next month. But it's just one other option. They can look at him. He could be gone before training camp if they don't like what they see from him in OTAs and in the minicamp. So that does it for today's Wilde's Mailbox. Thanks again for your questions. You too can participate in the democratic process. You can either send your email for Wilde's Mailbox to jwilde@espnwisconsin.com, or you can do it on Twitter, if you can do it in 140 characters or less, @JasonJWilde. Thanks again for doing this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.